Bowser says there will be no furloughs and summer programs will not be affected after Congress tied up hundreds of millions of dollars that the city planned to spend this year. She also unveiled her fiscal budget for the 2026 year, and it was certified by the city's chief financial officer today after repeated delays by the mayor. Our Rebecca Turco is breaking down those numbers.
Mayor Muriel Bowser is proposing a $21.8 billion gross funds budget for next fiscal year. That's up $600 million from the fiscal year 25 budget the council signed off on last year. Under the mayor's plan, $13 billion would go toward the general funds budget, funding things like public safety and education. $2.6 billion would go toward the capital budget, funding things like infrastructure and building repairs. Those capital funds, we're told, will prioritize DCPS facilities, DDOT, and the Metro. There's no new taxes proposed in the mayor's budget for next year. It pushes out a scheduled sales tax increase to fiscal year 27. The mayor's growth agenda over the next few years also aims to repeal Initiative 82, which would increase the minimum wage for tipped workers. There's some penny pinching on the horizon, too, largely attributed to dwindling revenues as a result of federal workforce cuts. The mayor says when you have fewer revenues, you have to make some tough decisions.
Our path to deal with that is to grow the economy, to create more economic activity. So maybe some of the things that are on the table don't have to be on the table next year or the year after that. But it is not our choice to go to businesses or to go to residents and says, you have to pay more taxes.
One program that's funded next year, but not after that, is the Pay Equity Fund. The mayor had axed it from this year's budget before the council reinstated it with less funding. So what additional cuts could the district be facing over the next few years? We're breaking that down in the next hour. Reporting in Northwest DC, Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
Rebecca, thank you. With the CFO's review now done, the council has 70 days to amend and vote on that plan. During that time, there will be several public hearings with city agencies to talk about impacts of the budget. And even after the mayor signs off, there's still a 30-day required congressional review period before that budget would take effect.
Now, not all taxpayers in the district are happy with the budget plan. Our Felicia Ashley joins us live from Northwest D.C. So, Felicia, where will these impacts be felt the most?
Right, well, I heard from some teachers today, and they're saying they feel it will be impacting families and students the most, and that's because they say they're concerned about the cuts that are happening to programs outside of the classroom and how that will impact students inside.
The draconian cuts this budget is making to basic services like Medicaid, like SNAP, like the child tax credit, it's going to do real harm to students and families' ability to succeed in school.
Goldstein was a teacher for 10 years and is now part of a nonprofit that provides all-around support for teachers.
Basic services that surround our students are going to be really hurt.
Today, the mayor said public safety and the public education ecosystem will be fully funded.
Teachers in schools are not fully funded when we have drastic cuts to Medicaid. Teachers in schools are not fully funded when we don't have housing that's affordable in the city. For schools to succeed, our students need housing security, they need food security.
The mayor proposed cuts to fiscal year 2026 that would kick more than 25,000 people off Medicaid. They would have to apply for other forms of insurance. She also cut $31 million from educational programming, including the Child Wealth Fund and the tax credit.
Many people should understand and not lose focus that a great deal of the pressures on the district come from not from local, but from the federal government interference.
Robert Branham, an active leader in the Bloomingdale community, attended the budget presentation.
I am heartened that the reductions in social services are not as massive as they were threatened.
When you look down the road 3, 4, 5 years from now, what we see is we're going to have a beautiful arena and stadium and a devastated population when it comes to basic services.
Now, funds for the temporary assistance for needy families was expected to grow by $11 million in fiscal year 2026, but under this budget, that will no longer happen. Reporting live from Northwest DC, Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
Felicia, thank you. Now, we went through the budget to see how much it puts toward building a new stadium at the old RFK site. $89 million would go toward a new indoor sportsplex for kids. $307 million would go to utilities and roadways at the site, plus a WMATA study. And it includes $681 million for construction and parking costs. Those last two elements are connected with the stadium deal. The Commander's ownership says it will cover the additional $2.7 billion in new stadium costs. D.C. Council has until July 15th to approve the deal, or the team could back out.